Willie D. Live.
This is a story out of Nazi land. This is Donald Trump's Nazi buddy, Nick Fuentes, who called him out, basically saying, man, I don't trust you. He broke down exactly why Donald Trump is not America first and why his actions are hurting the country more than ever. Yeah, fam. Nick Fuentes. Let me give y'all a picture of him right quick. Hard to look at, but nevertheless, he is who he is. He's his mama's child. That's Nick Fuentes. So Nikki, I like that. Nikki has a problem, a serious problem right now with Donald Trump. And he is calling Trump out on every level. Yeah, fam. Nick has publicly stated that he believes Donald Trump is a scam artist who is not right in the head and not sharp, and that the MAGA movement has been the biggest scam in history. Nick, a white nationalist and former Trump supporter, expressed his lack of trust in Trump and the MAGA movement through a series of criticisms in 2024 and 2025 after previously being a vocal ally. So what is Nick's main bones of contention? Well, they include Trump as a scam artist. Nick stated that when looking back in history, we will see Trump as a scam artist who served as a vehicle for this rather than the other way around. He says that Trump is not right in the head. He raised questions about Trump's mental state, describing him as a weird dude and an odd cat who seems to really not know what's going on. The MAGA movement is a cult and scam. According to Nick, he has called the movement Frankenstein's monster that has gone too far. He believes the liberals were right fundamentally about Trump's effect on institutions and that MAGA supporters were had. Now, I want y'all MAGA supporters to understand what's going on here now. This is Nick Fuentes, one of your greatest allies, one of the people who you used to get your information from on a daily basis to help you hate. Remember? This is the same guy. Policy disappointments. Nick criticized Trump for showing solidarity with Israel, for his handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files controversy, and for considering extending student visas in to China nationals, posting that Trump 2.0 has been a disappointment in literally every way imaginable. Refusal to endorse a vote for Trump. Ultimately, Nick did not endorse a vote for Trump in 2024's election, partly due to concerns that a Second Amendment administration might be staffed by gays and Jews. Ooh, boy, he must really hate gays and Jews. He wouldn't take that power. He wouldn't go for that power. Nick said, I'm going to stick to my convictions. I hate gays and Jews, and I don't want them in the administration at all. And just because I think they might end up in the administration, I'm going to distance myself. Never mind the hatred for blacks, and never mind the corruption and the rape and the pillage of the national budget. Never mind all of that stuff. It's the gays and the Jews. I'm going down that hill. Nick turned against Trump. Nick turn against Trump reflects a fracture within a segment of the far-right base, moving from an ally who dined with Trump at Mar-a-Lago in 2022 to a extremely harsh critic. Yeah, fam, they're turning on one another. They're turning on one another. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like it when they turn on each other, fam. I don't like it. I love it. I love it when they turn on each other. They really, really love this guy. Then all of a sudden, poof. All of a sudden, it was over. All of a sudden, the party was over. And, now they don't rock with him anymore. They don't rock with Nick at all anymore. Now, don't forget, fam, the Trump administration, the Trump-Steen administration, actually, that's a perfect name for the administration, the Trump-Steen administration. Yeah. But let's be fair, fam. How did anybody in their right mind ever think that a billionaire could really care about regular Americans? It is my belief that they want mass chaos in the streets. They want mass chaos because the more chaos, the more chaotic that society is, the more control that they'll have, because you know why? We're going to be so afraid that we're going to sign over our rights. We're going to let them do whatever they want to do. We gave a substantial amount of rights away during the whole 9/11 episode. We gave so many rights away because they're going to protect us. We got to protect us, got to protect us, got to protect us. Fam, from who? From who? From whom? Listen, fam. Most of us, when we go to buy guns, when we put the alarms on our cars, when we put alarms on our homes, we're not putting those alarms on our cars and homes and businesses, and we're not buying guns to harm foreigners. We're not buying these guns to harm foreign enemies. We're buying these guns to harm Americans and to protect ourselves from Americans, the uncivilized mutt Americans. That's why we buy guns. That's why we put these alarm systems on our homes and cars and businesses to protect us from Americans. This is not to protect us from foreign enemies. Trump has turned out to be a disappointment for many Republicans, but not MAGA. MAGA is different. I just realized that MAGA itself is just a big disappointment. MAGA is the Scrooge of society. MAGA are maggots. They're different. They're different from just regular Republicans. Now, the regular Republicans ain't too far away because they still voting for this dude. They're still standing by him. They still support the party. So they ain't too far away. They're not too far away. They talk about crime prevention. They talk about all the things that are bad with society. At the same time, their president is guilty of promoting all the things that are bad about society. Stealing, lying, killing, scamming, being disrespectful, rude, all of the things that they say they don't like. The president is guilty of. Their president. Here's the deal, fam. And this is why I'm not buying this whole thing about the Republicans who say they didn't know. MAGA who says they didn't know. You knew. You knew. You didn't get fooled. He didn't scam you. You didn't get fooled. You knew exactly who he was because he told you who he was. He already told you, I'm a transactional president. Whatever y'all need me to do, man, just keep me in power. You want me to bring the hammer down on somebody? Okay, I'll do it. Just keep me in power. Whatever I got to do to maintain power. And y'all enabled him. Y'all continue to cheer him on. You didn't get fooled. You knew exactly what you were doing. You knew exactly what he would do. What you're trying to do when you go out there with your crying and all that, you're trying to save face. You're trying to act like the victim. Now, who's playing the victim? Because y'all love to talk about how, ooh, look at that. They're professional victims. Look at them. Look at the blacks. Victims. They're always victims and victims. Now, who's the victim? I'll wait. Professional victims. How did you guys get food 2 times? Actually, 3 times. You voted for him 3 times. How did you get food 3 times? You didn't get food. You knew exactly what you were doing. You knew exactly. Yeah. Politics, fam, is nothing more than class warfare. That's what you have to understand. All you poor whites out there, y'all think y'all special. You're not special. You're pawns. You're being used just like everybody else. If you was not a pawn, you'd be doing better in life. Yep, somebody had to tell you. Yeah. If you were not a pawn, you would be doing better in life. You're not doing better because of your politics. You're not doing better because you're being fed an empty spoon of lies and you keep on swallowing it, hoping that you get full. And you are getting full of shit. That's what you don't realize. You're getting played just like everybody else.